Welcome to Theology Unpacked. We're going to dive into the book of Proverbs today, and we're going to talk about a choice, a really profound choice that you're making every single day, even if you don't realize it.
See, the book of Proverbs frames life in a really interesting way. It's not just this random series of events happening to you. Instead, it's about how you're constantly responding to two competing calls, two different voices, and both are trying to get your attention.
All right, so let's meet the first guide. The first invitation comes from someone who's way more than just, a simple virtue or a good idea. The book of Proverbs introduces us to wisdom, but not as a concept, as a person, a powerful, divine figure.
And get this, Proverbs doesn't just say wisdom is smart. It says she was there, present and active at the very creation of the world. Think about that, a co-architect of the cosmos. A lot of theologians look at this and say, okay, wisdom isn't just some abstract idea. She's a fundamental part of God himself, a divine agent shaping reality right from the start.
So when you see wisdom portrayed like this, it kind of changes everything, right? The choice to follow her, well, it's not just a self-help tip for having a better week. No, it becomes something huge, a matter of cosmic importance. It's about aligning your life with the very fabric of creation itself.
But of course, wisdom isn't the only one calling out for your attention. The scriptures introduce her rival, and this is where it gets interesting. There's a counter-invitation from another figure, and her name is Folly.
And the way Proverbs paints this choice is just brilliant. It uses this amazing analogy. Imagine two hosts are preparing two very, very different meals, and you're the guest they're both trying to win over.
And wow, the contrast couldn't be more stark. On one side, you have wisdom. She builds this grand, stable house, prepares a lavish, nourishing feast, and she's out in the open, calling to everyone. Her path is all about community and life. But Folly, she's the total opposite. She doesn't build anything, she just sits around. She offers nothing of real substance, just cheap, stolen thrills that she whispers about in secret. And the book of Proverbs is crystal clear here. Her path leads to absolute ruin and death.
Okay, so this is the crucial question, right? What does accepting wisdom's invitation actually look like day to day? How do we, RSVP yes to her feast and not Folly's?
Well, lucky for us, the book of Proverbs is basically a practical playbook for this. It breaks it all down by contrasting the wise and the foolish in three really key areas of our lives: our words, our work, and our character. Let's start with words. According to Proverbs, the things you say are never neutral. They're powerful. A wise mouth is like a fountain of life. It brings healing, it speaks truth. But a foolish mouth, it uses slander to tear friends apart and flattery to get what it wants. Every single word we speak is either building something up or tearing it down. Then there's our work. The Bible draws this direct, unmissable line between how we work and what our life looks like. The diligent person, the one who plans and actually does the work, they find abundance. They end up leading. But the sluggard, the one who's always making excuses and avoiding effort, well, they end up with nothing. It's a super clear principle. Diligence builds and laziness destroys.
And that brings us to character, which is all summed up in what might be the most famous proverb of all time. You've probably heard it. The scriptures warn us that arrogance, that haughty spirit, is pretty much the fastest and surest way to ruin.
So what's the opposite? The wise path, the one that leads to honor and stability, it always starts with humility. It starts with recognizing our own limitations and just understanding our place in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, so this all brings us to the ultimate foundation for everything we've been talking about. It's not just about do this, get that in our daily lives. There's a much deeper reality at play, and that's God's sovereignty.
This verse from Proverbs really gets at the heart of it. It reminds us that, we make our own choices, we make our plans, but underneath it all, there is a divine purpose that holds everything together.
Now, there's a big theological term for this: divine providence. And what it means is that your choices, choosing wisdom or choosing folly, they have real consequences, not just for you, but within this huge framework of divine justice. And this isn't fatalism, okay? It's not saying your choices don't matter. It's the complete opposite. It's saying your choices matter immensely because they happen inside a reality that's governed by a just God who is weaving everything together for his ultimate good purpose.
So you see, the call to wisdom isn't just a life hack for having a better, more successful life right now. It's about something so much bigger. It's about aligning our entire lives, every word,
All our work, our whole character, with the way things actually are, with ultimate reality.
And that brings us right back to that daily choice. Let's go with another analogy. If your life is a house that you're building brick by brick, who's your architect? Are you building with the divine wisdom that was there at the dawn of creation, or are you listening to the cheap secret promises of folly, letting her lead you to build a house that is absolutely destined to fall? Thanks for tuning in to Theology Unpacked. Please like, subscribe, and share this with the first person you thought of who needs to hear it.